Hi guys, my name's Allie Douglas, and I think Ms. Gibson's told you a little bit about me, but pretty much I am a former student of Ms. Gibson's. I finished Richmond in 2010, and I graduated from South Warren in 2016, and I'm currently in England. So when Ms. Gibson found out from my mom that I was in England, she emailed to me and said that you guys might have some questions for me. She sent them to me about a week ago, but I've been busy traveling and seeing stuff. It's my spring break over here, and spring break lasts a month, so I'm trying to see as much as I can while I can. But I had some free time and I thought I'd answer some of your all's questions. First, a little bit about me. I am a junior at UK right now, but I'm currently at Lancaster University. It's up in the north of England, so no, I am not by London. It's about a 2.5-hour train ride for me, which honestly isn't bad. It's about how long it takes me to get back to Bowling Green from Lexington, but it means I'm not there a ton because I do actually have classes. Before I start rambling, let me answer some of your all's questions. Okay, first, what is my favorite place I've traveled? Probably, if you're talking traveling outside of England, it would be Northern Ireland, which is still a part of Great Britain, but I went to Belfast a couple weeks ago for St. Patrick's Day, and it was gorgeous. Just everything about the city was old and beautiful. There was this cute little market we went to where we got lunch one day, and the people were so friendly, and it was just a really cool experience. But my favorite place total would be this place called Chatsworth House. It's up in, actually it's down in this area called the Peaks District. And I don't know if any of you have seen Pride and Prejudice, any of the versions, but Chatsworth House is what they use for Pemberley, which is Mr. Darcy's house there. And I'm a big old nerd, and I loved every second of my time there. But it's just really cool to see all these old houses that are fancy and they look like castles. And then you remember that people actually lived there. Like, there were parts of the house we couldn't go into because that's where the family lives. Chatsworth also had these gorgeous gardens. Like, I cannot describe how pretty they are. And I'm not even really an outdoorsy person, but I loved every second of my time there. Even if I was super sick, had a cold, had a cough, it was worth it. Okay, next question. What am I going to school to be? I'm studying computer science, and I have a minor in Spanish. So the minor in Spanish doesn't really mean much for me professionally, other than I could maybe work at a company that interacts with Spain or something. But really what I want to do is software design and testing. I don't really have a preference for what kind of company I end up at right now. I just know that I really like to build software, and I really like to break software. So that's what I'm in school to be. I did not know that when I was your age. When I was your age, I was going to be a writer. I'm taking a creative writing class over here. But just remember, always keep your options open. What's Britain like? Britain is fabulous, and it's actually a really gorgeous day right now. Gorgeous is relevant because I know it's like 80 for you all, and it's 50 here. But I'm out here in short sleeves, just enjoying life. There's not a lot of people here because it is spring break. I'm just here because I live on campus. But yeah, Britain is gorgeous. Everything is very small and quaint until you get into like the big cities like London and Manchester. But I'm living in a small town, and it is honestly the best way to do it, I think, because I can get to London and I can get to Manchester super easily. I just hop on a train, don't have to drive, don't have to think about it. But I can always come here, and everything's really cheap, and it's just a great place to live. It's nice and quiet. I don't know if you can hear the quacking in the background, but there are 5 million ducks running around. They're everywhere. So there's a lot of ducks in England. There's a lot of sheep. It's a lot of countryside. What is my favorite food here? Well, food's not very different over here from the way it is at home. Like, we still have McDonald's, we have KFC. Everybody here knows KFC. The moment I say I'm from Kentucky, they're like, oh, Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm from. But food's not that different. The one thing that's weird is that French fries are practically considered a meal by themselves over here. They call them chips. I love chips. One thing I really love over here is they have these savory pastries. So like, instead of being like a pie that we think of and being sweet, they have like meat inside and cheese, and they're really good. We have a bakery here called Greg's, and they have these sausage rolls and chicken bakes. They are fabulous. I'm really lucky they have weird operating hours and are not open when I'm ready for dinner, because otherwise I would eat them every day and I would be broke and probably put on so much weight while I'm here. But that's probably my favorite like British food. How old am I? I am 21 years old. What kind of personality do I have, and do I have a lot of friends? Overall, I'm a pretty shy person, which seems really weird because I'm sitting outside talking to a camera and gonna post it on the internet. But yeah, no, overall I'm a pretty shy person. I'm a nerd. Ms. Gipson will probably tell you that I'm weird. She had to put up with me for a lot of years between FPS and being in 6th grade. But she'll probably say that I'm weird because she's bitter, because when I was your age, I got to turn her into an ice cream sundae in front of the entire school. Yeah, that's a picture of that. This is probably a dangerous idea to put in the video because she has blackmail material on me that she can show you, but I am 2,000 miles away. I don't care right now. Hi there, baby ducks. Mama duck, are you gonna hurt me for getting near your baby ducks? Oh, look at you. Look at you. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked on the friends part of the question because I just saw some baby ducks and it's spring, y'all. Love it. But do I have a lot of friends? Yeah, I've made quite a few friends while I'm here. The great thing about study abroad programs is that they do a really good job of introducing you to other study abroad kids. So I have friends from Texas and North Carolina, but then I've also made friends from Australia. The people that live in my flat or apartment are from Britain and Cyprus, which is near Greece, all over, and it's super exciting. Hey, how long was the flight? The flight was about 7 hours, but I actually had to take 2 flights. I went from Nashville to Newark, New Jersey, which is right next to New York. And then I took a plane from Newark here to Manchester, and then I rode a bus from Manchester to the actual campus because we're about an hour away. But the flight actually isn't that bad. You don't realize you're over water. I mean, if you take a flight that's overnight, you just sleep the whole way, and that's the best way to do it because then you wake up the next day and you're able to start getting on to the time zone difference over here because it's about 6 hours different from Bowling Green time, which isn't really that hard to adjust to. The weirdest thing is like if I try to call home and talk to my parents, I will be getting ready for bed and they won't even be home from work. So that's a little weird, but it's fun. But yeah, no, the flight was good. It's really not as scary as you think. You don't realize you're over water most of the time. It's not like they announce it. And you're so far up in the air that you don't notice you're over any water. It just looks like you're over clouds, like if you were flying over the US. And honestly, airplanes are safer than cars, but flying's a lot of fun and it gets you there a lot faster than a boat would. Is it cool to hear people over here talk? It really was at first. Now I've adjusted to it a little bit and it's just like normal conversation. They still think it's funny to hear me talk, which seems really weird that they get excited about a southern accent. I've noticed that my accent gets worse when I talk about Kentucky, but I'm trying to spread the use of the word y'all over here. It's not going well. I think I've spread it to Australia, but that's about it. What's the craziest thing I've eaten here? Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a very adventurous eater. I am going to Scotland this weekend, so maybe I'll try haggis, which is, I think, sheep liver or something. I don't know. I'm still not sure that I'm gonna try it, but when in Rome, right? But the thing that I found the most outrageous that I've tried is something called a chip buddy. And what a chip buddy is, it's 2 pieces of bread, buttered in the middle, and then French fries are put on it, or chips, and that's why it's called a chip buddy, because buddy is their word for sandwich. And that's like an actual food over here, is French fries on bread. So that was a really weird experience. They thought it was absurd that I hadn't heard of it, and I was like, no, we don't really. If we're like, maybe people will put like fries on a hamburger or something, but it's not a meal on its own. But it is over here. They love chips. It's just a fact of life. So that's all the questions I've got from you all. If you've got any more questions, just send them to Miss Gipson and I will do my best to answer. It might not be in a video, I might just email her back. But I hope I answered your questions. Thanks.